Chapter 78. The Meaning of Vows, Part 2, Leviticus 27, 14-25. And when a man shall sanctify his house to be holy unto the Lord, then the priest shall estimate it, whether it be good or bad. As the priest shall estimate it, so shall it stand. And if he that sanctified it will redeem his house, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of thy estimation unto it, and it shall be his. And if a man shall sanctify unto the Lord some part of a field of his possession, then thy estimation shall be according to the seed thereof. An omer of barley seed shall be valued at 50 shekels of silver. If he sanctify his field from the year of Jubilee, according to thy estimation it shall stand. But if he sanctify his field after the Jubilee, then the priest shall reckon unto him the money according to the years that remain, even unto the year of the Jubilee, and it shall be abated from thy estimation. And if he that sanctified the field will in any wise redeem it, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of thy estimation unto it, and it shall be assured to him. And if he will not redeem the field, or if he have sold the field to another man, it shall not be redeemed any more. But the field, when it goeth out in the Jubilee, shall be holy unto the Lord, as a field devoted. The possession thereof shall be the priest's. And if a man sanctify unto the Lord a field which he hath brought, which is not of the fields of his possession, then the priest shall reckon unto him the worth of thy estimation, even unto the year of the Jubilee, and he shall give thine estimation in that day as a holy thing unto the Lord. In the year of the Jubilee the field shall return unto him of whom it was bought, even to him to whom the possession of the land did belong. And all thy estimation shall be according to the shekel of the sanctuary. 20 gerahs shall be the shekel. Leviticus 27, 14-25. In Numbers 30, 1-16, we are told, concerning vows, that they are often conditional upon our duties to others. We cannot use a vow to God as a means of evading a godly responsibility to others. We are thus told that a daughter's vow can be disallowed by her father, since it is conditional upon his approval, and the same is true of a wife's vow. Her husband can disallow it. This does not mean that the husband can make an unconditional vow. An example of this is given by St. Paul in 1 Corinthians 7, 3-5. Let the husband render unto his wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. The wife hath not power of her own body, but the husband, and likewise the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency. An even more telling example is given by our Lord. Our duties to parents cannot be dissolved by a vow to God. And he said unto them, Full well you reject the commandment of God, that you may keep your own tradition. For Moses said, Honour thy father and thy mother, and whoso curseth father or mother, let him die the death. But ye say, If a man shall say to his father or mother, It is Korban, that is to say, a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me, he shall be free. And ye suffer him no more to do aught for his father or his mother, making the word of God of none effect through your tradition, which ye have delivered, and many such like things do ye. Mark 7, 9-13. Korban means that which is brought near, that is, to the altar, to be given to God. God rejects gifts which represent an evasion of a duty commanded by his law. Any vow pledging such a gift is disallowed as false. In Leviticus 27, 14-25, there are two kinds of gifts pledged by vows to God. 1, houses, verses 14 and 15, and 2, land, verses 16 to 24. In the first group, the houses are probably townhouses, which could be sold permanently. As with unclean animals, these could be bought back at the assessed value plus 20%. If the house were not redeemed, it was sold, with the proceeds going to the sanctuary. The ancient meaning of his house has had two facets. First, the house pledged had to be his house, that is, free and clear, without encumbrances of any kind. Second, house could refer to the building part or all of its contents, or everything, depending upon the specific nature of the vow. There is another factor. When a man vowed his house, we are told that he sanctified it, that is, dedicated it as a gift to God. This did not make the house itself entitled to any special status. As C.D. Ginsburg noted, it is not the gifts, but its money value which had to be devoted to the holy cause. According to Old Testament practice, the son or wife could also redeem the property. According to John Gill, the Pharisees and others permitted korban to function in violation of a man's duties, as, for example, his wife cannot demand her dowry out of that which is sanctified, nor a creditor his debt, but if he will redeem, he may redeem, on condition that he gives the dowry to the wife and the debt to the creditor. The second kind of vow cited in these verses, 16 to 24, concerns the redemption of land, or of the harvest from the land. Because farmland depreciated as the Jubilee approached, the cost of redemption was assessed in terms of the numbers of years remaining until the Jubilee. If the land had been sold to another man on the year of the Jubilee, it went to the sanctuary. The payment of the vow was simply deferred until the leaseholder's tenure ended. The vow could not undermine a man's obligation to another person. If a leaseholder dedicated the land to God in a vow, the dedication was for the years remaining until the Jubilee, verses 22 to 24. If a man refused to redeem the land before the Jubilee year, or if he fraudulently sold it to another, then he forfeited all right to redeem it, and it became permanently the property of the sanctuary or priests, verses 20 and 21. This means that vowing the land meant vowing the value of the land. The comments of Samuel Clarke on verses 22 to 24 is helpful. If a man vowed the worth of his interest in a field which he had purchased, the transaction was a simple one. He had to pay down at once, in that day, verse 23, the calculated value to the next Jubilee. In this case, the field reverted at the Jubilee to the original owner, who, it is likely, had the same right of redeeming it from the priests during the interval as he had previously had of redeeming it from the man to whom he had sold it, in accordance with 25, 23 to 28. The regulation for the payment of the exact sum to be made in this case, in ready money, is supposed to furnish ground for inference that, in redeeming an inherited field, the money was paid to the priests year by year, and hence the fairness of the addition of the 1/5 to the total sum as interest. Verse 19. The word used in verse 21, devoted, herein, means an absolute, irrevocable dedication. In terms of verse 20, this inability to redeem the land applied in two cases. First, if the land was a gift to God permanently and without any time limit, then it could not be redeemed. Second, if, after vowing the land, a man tried to evade the vow by leasing the land to another, he then permanently lost any right to the land at the time of the Jubilee. The innocent buyer retained possession until then. These laws concerning vows had an extensive influence in the medieval era. More than a few men dedicated their lands or certain harvests or uses thereof to the church and to monasteries. In verse 25, we have an important qualification to protect all concerned, the priests and the people. Redemptions and monetary estimates thereof had to be in terms of a fixed and unchanging standard, the weight of gold or silver as established by the sanctuary. Thomas Aquinas gave an excellent short definition of a vow: a promise made to God. J. Chalcedon wrote of the vow: the idea of a gift to God which the pious soul feels compelled to consecrate to God is of the very essence of Christianity, but this gift is nothing less than that of the whole person, will, and life. Compare, for example, Romans 6:11, 13, 7:4, Galatians 2:20, 2 Corinthians 5:16. This self-dedication to God takes place at baptism, together with the conception of divine grace and the entry upon a new life. The promise made then, and at confirmation, may fairly be called a vow in the usual meaning of the word, but nothing is promised which is not already obligatory. It is justified as the formal expression of the internal impulse called forth by the appeal of redemption. 1 John 4:19, Romans 8:14 following. What Chalcedon describes here is the obligatory vow. This passage of Leviticus deals with voluntary and non-obligatory vows. The early church and the medieval era give us a long history of such non-obligatory but still binding vows. Their disappearance is one of the marks of a humanistic era. Even the obligatory vows are now casually regarded. They have been replaced by obligatory duties to the modern state, duties and claims which are constantly increasing in number. At one time, all obligatory duties came from God's law word to govern our relationship to Him and to one another in Him, and to church and state. Now, our obligatory duties come directly and essentially from the modern humanistic state and are held to supersede all other duties. The modern state has indeed become a God walking on earth, and we are the losers